Bet on Bears fans, another edition of the Chicago Bears podcast coming your way. Pat the Designer, John Jurkovic back in the building. Good kid, there's a lot of hurt feelings after a win up in Milwaukee, apparently. Up in Wisconsin area, a lot of hurt feelings for Ben Johnson being so aggressive.
Wow. I don't think anybody really cares what the people of Wisconsin feel like after they lost the football game. It doesn't matter what coach said afterwards. That's the parlance of the NFL. That's the parlance of locker rooms, and that's the parlance of the way coaches speak. So it doesn't really matter what they feel. They've got a offseason of discontent that they get to have for themselves, worrying about whether their $55 million quarterback is worth it, whether this head coach is worthy of being a head coach for the Green Bay Packers or not, who they need to replace, what they need to replace, will Micah Parsons come back healthy or not, which receivers do you pay, which receivers don't you pay. Quite frankly, let their problems be their problems. I don't worry about their problems. I worry about the Bears. So if they need to do whatever they need to do to find a way to get their team to be well, and if them aching and bemoaning the fact that they couldn't get it done in Chicago here and they collapsed in epic and biblical proportions, well, that's their problem, not ours.
Did you see the petition that the fans have started?
No, what petition do they have?
There's a petition for Ben Johnson to apologize for how he handled the post-game handshake and putting the video out saying, F the Packers. It feels like Packers fans don't know how to lose.
Yeah.
Even though they lose in this spot every year. It's just hilarious to me.
And I don't, figure it out. I can't concern myself with what the going-ons in the great state of Wisconsin are.
Yeah.
31 NFL teams end the year on disappointment. Odds are at some point here the Bears are going to end their year on disappointment.
Yeah.
And then you've got to figure out what's happening, what's not happening. We know what their weaknesses are. We're well aware of what the problems are here with the Chicago Bears.
Yeah.
And the minute we lose and or win the Super Bowl, we go about the business of trying to fix them as we move forward. We'll be like all other 32 NFL teams. We'll be wringing our hands trying to figure out exactly what needs to be done and what doesn't need to be done.
Yeah, listen, I think you make a great point there. Today's episode also brought to you by Underdog. Make picks, win money. I think you make a great point there, Jurko. And it's one of the things I wanted to talk with you about today. Looking at this Bears team, it feels like this is a team that when it is clicking, they are one of the most dangerous teams left in the playoffs. You see that they can score points in bunches. When it's clicking defensively, what we saw in the second half, rewatching that game, I don't know if it's more on LaFleur going with something different or if it's on Dennis Allen figuring out we need to be out of man. But you saw a completely different defensive mindset in that game. I think if you can find a way to harness that and get that through the rest of the playoffs, we could be talking about the Bears being a Super Bowl contending team.
Well, that's a little bit of a stretch. That's a little bit of a stretch, and I'm going to tell you why. You've got 2 more games you need to win to get to the Super Bowl. And one of those is going to be at home for sure. The Rams are a better football team than the Chicago Bears. That's just a fact.
I agree.
They've got a better offense. They've got a better defense, period. They do. Factually, it can't be countered. The one thing you do have is that you're playing at your place, and you're going to be playing in colder weather. They don't play in cold weather out there, so that's going to have to be some sort of factor. So can you be better than the L.A. Rams one time? That's what I'm hoping for. But then the mindset you had in the second half where you threw caution to the wind, and that's the way you're going to play, well, that's the way you need to play from the get-go, from the jump. And you have to adopt that philosophy. We're the underdogs. Even though we're at home, we're the underdogs. This team is better than we are. We've got to find a way to out-execute these guys and get some breaks and go about the business of maybe putting some pressure on the quarterback and maybe get a tip pass. Maybe some good things can happen for us during the course of the game to let it. 3 times the ball was on the carpet.
Yeah.
And 3 times the Bears couldn't jump on it. Why? Because I feel like they were in a daze. They're in a daze. And you can't allow yourself to be in a daze. And they need to be sharper from the get-go, not sharper in the second half.
Yeah.
They need to start sharp. And, hopefully if they can. The best team doesn't always win in football. That's what gives you a chance. And I think the Bears have a legitimate chance to play the L.A. Rams. But to say this team, with the way they played, can find a way to get to the Super Bowl, odds are long. But I take it one game at a time. So if you can beat the Rams, that puts you up either at home against San Francisco or on the road against Seattle.
Yeah.
If you go on the road against Seattle,
That's a tough game.
without your crew there,
That's a tough game.
it'd be a tough game if it was at home
Yeah.
against Seattle. But going on the road to Seattle with them in a fervent pitch, going against that defense,
It's the one game.
that's going to be tough. But I don't worry about that yet. We'll talk about that when we get there.
Yeah.
Right now, we concern ourselves with the Rams. It's a win. It's a game you can win, but you are going to have to play better than you did last week.
100%. I think that I love that Caleb Williams. I mean, he did it in the Good, Better, Best video. He called the whole team out on the carpet. I mean, himself included. Like he said, we got to play better. We got to be on the effing details. And to me, like when you talk about how well you have to play going into this Rams game, it does have to be from the get-go, because this could be quickly like the San Francisco 49ers game. And I saw this stat earlier today where, this Rams defense has been playing well, but over the last 7 weeks, they've started to allow a lot more scoring, 26 points per game allowed on that Rams defense over the last 7 weeks, and that is 27th in the NFL. So offense will be there for you if you can take advantage of it.
You take a look at the quality of the competition they played also then. I know they had one game against Arizona probably in there, but they were playing some good teams down the stretch, and that's going to happen to you. You build your stats and you pad your stats. You make your stats look great against like for the Bears, it was against Cleveland.
The bottom feeders. Of the
league. You could beat up on Cleveland a little bit, and then your stats look a little bit better.
Your sack numbers don't look terrible when you get 5 of them in a game.
Exactly. Exactly, against those types of teams. So that's where you kind of make it at the end of the year. Well, take a look at what this team's been able to do. Yeah, but the 3 games, they got a bunch of their statistics. So Rams got a tough defense. They can pressure you at 4. They don't have to bring 6.
Nope.
They don't have to bring a 5th guy. They can if they choose to, but they don't have to. So with 4, they could find a way to make things happen. So with Theo Benedict back in there, that's going to be a little bit of a challenge for you. Now, what do you do there? Is Cole Kmet going to be asked again this week not to go out in a pattern? Is Cole Kmet going to be asked to block again, and that's his primary function in this offense? Well, if that's what it needs to be, that's what it needs to be to make sure you slow down whoever's on top of Theo Benedict. So you give him a chance, see if you can earn his keep. If not, you're going to have to find a way to chip and to help, and that's the business you go about. But will you be able to score? Hopefully. Will you be able to score on a consistent basis? Hopefully. Will you be able to put up the 38 points you did against San Francisco 49ers? Boy, I hope so, because you might need 38 points. So
It's especially with how the defense has played, throughout the season. What did you see defensively last week in the second half where you saw Kyler Gordon getting the game more and DeMarco Jackson playing more? What did you see that changed?
Well, I saw Kyle Gordon have the worst PFF score of any defensive back on the field. A lot of balls completed in front of him, a lot of balls that you're asking him to play.
Yeah.
He's probably not 100% healthy. He probably doesn't have his conditioning, and he certainly doesn't have any of his football conditioning in there. So, you're asking him to do the impossible. So I think they did go to more of a zone. I just think they picked their intensity up. They did. They picked their intensity up. They knew if they didn't go out and make some stops and play desperate football that this game wasn't going to be one they're going to be in for a long time. So the minute they got the 3-and-out, they built a little momentum to lead to the next 3-and-out, which built a little bit more momentum. Then they're hoping for the offense to give them a little something to believe with.
Yeah.
Let us believe. And then the minute they scored the touchdown, they come back on the field and allow the touchdown. They missed the extra point. So that kind of gives you a little bit of life. But when you absolutely had to have the stop, that's the one series that the team,
the defense didn't get to stop on.
The defense didn't get to stop, and the Green Bay Packers moved it all the way down the field. So, but they got enough stops in the second half to give the offense a chance to take the lead, and there were enough missed field goals and missed extra points to really kind of make you feel good. So that's the way it works out. They had some opportunities to put points on the board. They missed their opportunity to put points. So it's 7 points that weren't on the board, which allowed you to come back and allowed you to win the game.
Is cold actually a factor when you go out there? We keep talking about, the Rams coming west to east.
Cold affects different players different ways.
Yeah.
For some guys, the cold means nothing, and for others, it means everything.
A famous line from Michael Irving. He said, you know what happened? We were cold.
Yeah.
And we won.
Well, hey, individual players.
Yeah.
Some guys it bothers, other guys it doesn't bother at all. So I wouldn't say it affects the team one way or the other. It affects individual players one way or the other. You got guys that played it with the Golden Gophers,
yeah,
Wisconsin, Played in the Big Ten, probably doesn't bother you a bit. But if you got guys from the SEC that played in Kentucky in September, didn't have to play Kentucky when it got cold out, then, for them, the cold might bother them. If you're a receiver from Louisiana and you played at LSU, the cold might be a problem for you. So I remember Chris Callaway, not Callaway, he played at Mount Carmel. The guy that came from USC that got drafted by the Chicago Bears in the 90s, Curtis Conway.
Curtis Conway.
Didn't like the cold weather, but he performed well in the weather. Didn't like the weather.
Hated it.
But he performed well in the weather.
Yeah.
Which I don't care if you like it or not, but if you can perform in the weather, that's all that matters. So I think most guys don't care about cold weather, but it's upon the individual. Certain individuals, it affects more than others.
It's you mentioned on the show, your show today, playing on the edge of disaster.
Yeah, precipice of disaster.
Precipice of disaster.
Flirting with disaster.
How do you get an entire team to buy in on that? Because I feel like there are moments where you saw Caleb blowing up versus the Packers and stuff like that, and it was, hey, we all got to be playing at this level. We're not all here. How do you get the entire team?
So, in essence, the way I referred to it already today is desperation mode.
Yeah.
So you've got to play in that desperation mode, but that desperation mode needs to start at the opening whistle. It can't just be desperation mode in the second half when you're down 18 points.
When it's
That's
actual desperation.
Truly a desperate situation.
Yeah.
So you got to be able to operate, right on the edge of disaster. You got to be able to take it there. Most people naturally will operate 10% inside of that edge of disaster because why mess with it maybe if I don't have to? The thing is, in the playoffs, when you're playing against good football teams, you need to go there and you need to be willing to go there with like one tire off. If you're going through the corner, one tire is off, but the other three are still on. That one tire is a little bit off.
Yeah.
There you go. You get
wobble
the
on that
traction.
thing.
You get on there. Yeah. So that's where you need to operate. You need to operate in that desperation zone, willing to do something that you're not comfortable doing to maybe affect the play in a positive manner.
In your mind, is that how you get like a season where you get the Flacco Ravens, where you get where it's like all of a sudden somebody just wakes up in the playoffs and now it's a heater?
I mean, the Flacco Ravens still had one hell of a defense.
Great defense, but the offense starts cooking in the playoffs. Right now, it's like, there's nobody that can stop.
Still had Anquan Boldin on that
playoffs.
team. They had a good running back on that team.
Yeah.
They still had talent around that team, but for one reason or another, Flacco was a playoff player.
Yeah.
So I think he was like, I don't know what he was. He was like 8-1 at one point in the playoffs.
It got weird. It got weird. It was like Super Bowl run.
Right.
And then the next year, didn't they get to the AFC title game or something like that?
No, I don't think they did.
2 years later?
It might have been a couple years after that. But what happened was they had to pay him.
Yeah.
And once you pay the quarterback, then Ray Lewis retires, and then Anquan Boldin gets jettisoned.
Yeah.
And then this guy's got to go, and that guy's got to go. All of a sudden, you come back the next year, and it's not so rosy.
Yeah. Definitely makes a difference. It definitely makes a difference. But I feel like we see those, those weird playoff runs where you see, like an Eli Manning, all of a sudden just getting hot and getting a team to the Super Bowl. And you're just like, again, a great defense there. Yeah. So a great side of the ball there.
And you remember that Eli run coincided with a final game against the New England Patriots that year that they lost 38-35.
Yeah.
So that gave them the belief that they can compete against them.
Yeah.
So with that belief that they can compete against them, they utilized that. And when they finally did make it through the NFC and they knew they were going to play them, and I think that game was in Arizona, if I'm not mistaken.
The Super Bowl?
Yeah, that Super Bowl might have been in Arizona.
Right. I think you're right on that.
Because we went out there and we saw Coughlin. That's when we traveled to Super Bowl.
Oh, man. Y'all used to go to Super Bowls?
We used to go to Super Bowls, yeah. The Indianapolis Super Bowl was the last Super Bowl we went to. Then the budgetary concerns came raining down from above.
Okay. All right.
So we didn't go to Super Bowls thereafter. But back in the day where we did go to the Super Bowl, we were down there, and it was pretty cool. But you had a chance to talk to Coughlin. You saw his team had confidence. Talked to some other guys. You saw the team had confidence. And New England, that was the year they were 17 and 18. They were going to be 19-0. That was their perfect season where it went sideways. It took what? It didn't take Eli Manning being a great quarterback. It took Tony.
It took a crazy throw at the end.
Tony.
Yeah.
A crazy reception.
Crazy reception, yeah.
Not a crazy throw, a crazy reception to make those things happen for the New York Football
I give
Giants.
Eli his credit on it. He had to break away from 7 defenders who immediately rushed him because the offensive line fell down. You don't remember him fighting away from all the defenders grabbing at the jersey?
I think it might have been because of his gross ineffectiveness and indecision on being able to find an open receiver. That may have been more of the factor. I don't give the Mannings credit.
What a great adjective to add to it. His gross ineffectiveness.
Yeah. An inability to find an open receiver.
What's the hardest part of preparing for a playoff game like this when you get to this point?
None. You got the short week. You're familiar. It's been a year's worth of work. You know exactly what the other team is capable of. The hardest part is probably getting yourself in the best condition and the best shape you can possibly be at this point of the season, because everybody's dealing with knocks and problems and pulls and not feeling 100% and bumps and bruises. So the challenge is making yourself feel the best you can possibly be going into the game where you can present whatever talent that you have.
I asked Devin Duvernay this week. I was like, what's the feeling when you go? And he was like, it's football. It's just another game. Did it feel like that for you, or it was just like, I know what I'm doing?
It truly is mentally that you have to make it another game, but it's not just another game.
Yeah.
It's the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's another game that doesn't have a game afterwards if you lose. In the regular season, it's another game because you've got 17 of them.
Yeah.
In the playoffs, it's a game, but if you lose, you don't play again. And your vacation starts, and you get the golf clubs out of mothballs. You pack your stuff up. You go to wherever your winter home is before you get set and prepared to come back in the middle of March.
So is it? I had a stroke right there. That was crazy. Is it something that you're just telling yourself, like, I just approach it like it's another game?
Well, that's
but
to
in the
remain
back
calm.
of your mind, you're like, we gotta go.
That's to settle yourself down.
Yeah.
Because if you thought about, what you were actually doing, and you allow yourself to let the pressure kind of get to you, then that's no good.
Yeah.
So yeah, you've got to tell yourself, all right, we've done this a million times. It's like riding a horse. Just jump back on the horse after it throws you. You get back on the horse, and you just ride the horse again like it's normal.
Except this time the horse is jumping over fire.
It can be.
Yeah.
Or if the horse is jumping, and then if it takes a misjump, it just goes straight to hell.
Yeah.
And that's what happens with your season.
Then you got to shoot the
if
horse.
you misjudge. Well, only if it's harmed.
Yeah.
Only if it's harmed. If it goes straight to hell and it's still standing on all four, you ain't got to shoot it yet.
No, okay. Yeah. Stay upright. Don't get shot, horse.
Don't get shot.
What's your biggest concern heading into this game, Jurko?
Still pass rush.
Yeah.
The ability to slow down the Rams. That's my problem. You're going to have to slow them down a little bit to give your offense a chance.
Yeah.
Their offense is better. Their defense is better. They are. They're both better than us. So we're going to have to slow them down defensively to give us a chance. And the offense is going to have to play much more efficiently than it did last week.
Does Coleman Shelton factor in at all for you? Former Bear who spent a lot of time beetling on his back here in the city.
I am sure Jervon Dexter can get stuck and Velcroed to his chest.
No.
The same way he gets Velcroed to everybody else's chest.
No, Jurko, that's not what I want to hear.
Yeah, I'm sure he can.
So you think Coleman Shelton was working him out in practices here?
No.
He knows everything about him.
No, I just,
It's what we've seen.
It's what we've seen.
It's what we've seen.
To be honest, Jervon Dexter is not developed into the defensive lineman I thought he was going to be able to be.
No.
And after 3 years now, right? 3
Yep.
years with Jervon Dexter, it's a little bit perplexing.
Yeah.
It is. It's perplexing. What is it that he does not do that I thought he'd be able to do? I thought he'd be able to pressure the quarterback a little bit better. I thought he'd be stouter against the run. I thought with his long arms he'd be able to keep people off of him, and he'd be able to get off and he'd disengage. He can't engage. You engage, you separate, you discard.
Yeah.
He's got a problem with the separate and discard. I don't know why, but he does. He gets tied into offensive linemen. He can't get off. And that's a problem. It's year 3. You give you a couple years, but year 3, now I got to make a decision on the guy next year. What am I going to do with him?
Yeah.
Am I going to pay him, or can I pay him? I don't know if you can.
It is concerning. I mean, like I've said, with the pass rush the entire year,
Right.
These are the 4 you thought you were going to have. Minus Dio.
Yeah.
3 of the 4 out here are the guys you thought you were going to have. Dio was terrible when he was out there. And
so
Jervon and Grady haven't created that pressure.
Maybe this is for another day down the line, but Booker, too. Booker. Did you watch the last play with Booker?
The last
play of the game.
where he's trying to get to.
Where he's trying to get. Most of the time, when you're trying to get to the quarterback, you're not running the other direction down the field.
Yeah.
And he was. So when people ask me about Austin Booker, I put that play on. I said, here, this is what I think of Austin Booker in a nutshell. Now, he's giving you some good pass rushes.
Yes, he has. Feels like a pure pass rusher.
I think he gets lost in the run a little bit because he's tall and he's light in the ass. Yeah. And I think the big offensive tackles swallow him up. He could be evasive, though, and he could rip him to the inside, and he can be evasive and use his athleticism, and he'll make a play on the run every once in a while. But the good offensive tackles aren't going to allow him to beat him with a little bit of evasiveness. They're going to square him up.
Yeah.
They're going to go through the screws, and they're going to take him apart, okay? But look at the final play. When Jordan Love gets snapped, he fumbles it. He's on the ground. And watch your number 94 and what he does. It's a tad bit comical. It's comical. If you see the play, it's comical. It's like, where the hell are you going?
He did.
Then he comes back and hides behind a defensive lineman.
I think he was trying to get somewhere.
And from 6 yards away, he jumps in the air to affect the pass.
Yeah.
And I watched the whole thing, and I'm just like, what do you think of Austin Booker? I'll play the play for you. This is what I think of him.
Yeah.
Here's that play. Watch that, and that's what I think of him.
He's always going to have that.
Watch the play.
You know, he's always going to have that struggle of he's not going to be able to gain enough weight.
Yeah.
He never is, right? And I said this. I was like, I like Austin. I liked him when we drafted him. But for Dennis Allen's defense, you're probably going and getting another edge rusher this
Austin Booker is the best pass rusher this team has.
Concerning.
Austin Booker is your best pass rusher.
Yeah, and I would agree.
Which makes you the jumbo shrimp.
Yeah.
You're the best pass rusher on a team that can't rush the passer.
Best hockey player in Ecuador.
And Montez Sweat
Yeah.
is the least dangerous double-digit sack guy in the league ever. Ever. Like, he's got double-digit sacks this year.
Yeah.
In the regular season. But he is the least dangerous of all of them. Like, there's a list of guys that can get to the quarterback, and then you go down that list, then you put him there as the least effective of the guys that get double-digit sacks. And because it's productivity per dollar spent, his production per dollar spent is way down the list, too. And Booker's productivity per dollar spent is up there.
Yeah.
Because you don't pay him a ton of money.
Yeah.
And
fifth-round pick.
And he can get to the quarterback.
Right.
So, and most of the time what happens is if DeAndre Sweat was making the money Booker was making, you'd be like, boy, this guy, fantastic.
Yeah.
But you always, in the back of your mind, got to have the dollar amount that you're paying the guy, and are you getting the performance from that? And that answer, unfortunately, is no. Now, Sweat's the guy that's out there all the time and has had the most chances to rush the passer. So if you look at his efficiency numbers, they're probably awful. While everybody else's efficiency numbers might be a little bit better.
Right.
So that's all.
More snaps gives you more opportunities.
Between Booker and Sweat, that's the only chance you've got to get into the quarterback. And then you've got the guy we got from Atlanta.
Grady Jarrett.
Yeah, Grady's kind of, I don't know if he's getting healthier or if he just doesn't care anymore. Grady Jarrett's starting to put a little something together where they're doing some stunts in the middle that's giving him a chance and an opportunity. Plus, they're putting other guys in. They put another defensive end besides Booker that came off the corner and got some pressure.
Dom Rob.
Yeah, I don't know.
Dominique Robinson.
Yeah.
Dom Rob got out there a little bit.
Yeah.
You liked what you saw from 90?
I'd give him a few more reps.
He was a guy that DA was very high on when the season started. When
Danny Amendola?
Danny Amendola?
Dennis Allen.
Dennis Allen.
That DA, I got you.
Was Danny Amendola ever DA? Were we giving initials
he was a DA.
for Danny Amendola?
Oh, he's a DA for sure.
He is a DA. I will give you that.
District attorney. I didn't know what
district attorney.
I didn't know district attorney. I didn't know what direction you were going.
With all of the things that you have just laid out, what do you feel is the best course of action for the Bears defensively going into this game to try and slow down Matt Stafford? Or is it just prepare, strap your boots on, boys? There's going to be 30 put on the board. We got to put up 40.
My best lane of advice is that you've got to find a way to steal 2 possessions.
Turnovers.
However, turnovers, 3 and outs, you've got to steal some possessions in this game. And that's what the Bears are going to have to do. They're going to have to steal possessions. Could be special teams fumbles.
Yeah.
Punting the ball away, their guy fumbles it, he puts it on the carpet, we strip it out. You've got one, But you're going to have to steal some possessions, and then the Bears are going to have to be wonderfully productive. Steal that, 2 touchdowns, and then I think you put yourself in a chance offensively to be able to win a game. And 38-35 is going to be the final.
Yeah.
I have more
One
faith.
way or the other.
I have more faith in the offense scoring points than I do in the defense not scoring points.
Well, I mean, I think you saw that from Ben Johnson and how he ran the game plan last week, right, Jurko? Like I said on After the Whistle, Ben Johnson is in a situation with the defense where trust is earned, it's not promised. And they earned some trust back in that second half, and he was more willing to punt the football away when he needed to, as Jurko slowly sinks on us.
That is a slow sink.
I feel like in the first half, he was like, I don't believe in you guys enough to even try and give you an opportunity.
Right, I think he was sending his team a message knowing he was going to address them at halftime.
Yeah.
I think that's exactly what happened. He sent the team a message, the defense. I can't trust you. I'm going for it here.
Yeah.
What's the difference? Whether I punt it away and they get the ball and drive it all the way down, or I give it to them here and they drive it down. What's the difference?
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
The interception was a punt, essentially.
They may have taken it personally. And good, because it's meant to be personal.
Yeah.
And the whole world is looking at you play, and when you're not getting to the quarterback and you're not doing anything, you're being critiqued, and it's a personal critique at you specifically. Not just as a group of a defense, but as individuals that aren't doing their job. So,
did you ever have a coach that did something like that while y'all were on defense?
Hell yeah.
Did a little chicanery?
Nah, Fritzy Shermer came after me one time, called me a Croatian blank sucker. And it was, what was it? It was 4th and 7, safe punt. I jumped off sides on a safe punt. Then they went for it. They were still out of field goal range, but they went for it on 4th and 2.
And got it.
We stopped them.
Okay.
Now we stopped them, but that didn't stop Fritzy from being upset.
Yeah.
So I started to walk off, and I was going to the 50, and I saw Fritz, and I started angling over. He intercepted me about the 30.
You were trying to get away. You were angling away.
But I had to go to the sideline, so eventually he got me. He goes, "You Croatian cocksucker." He goes, "What?" I go, "Fritz." I go, "We stopped them, man. We got the ball back on the 42. I said, "We got great field position." He didn't buy it. He wasn't buying it. Fritzy was great. Fritzy was at my wedding. Good guy. Good man.
Was it because of that one? You knew he was going to shoot it to you straight because of that?
No, I don't know. It was, it was 95 before the 95 season I got married. So Fritzy and Blash, they ended up coming out. So it was fun. It was a good time. I sat him with my high school football coach and a couple others that I knew would have a good time with the coaching staff. So that was wonderful.
Let's get to our underdog play, Jurko. What do you like this week in underdog?
I like
Komet did not hit.
No, he didn't hit, but he had the one catch. It was a catch. They called it an incomplete pass.
That was insane.
Which was they had 2 of those that
Ridiculous.
were insane. Yeah. So I'm going to go with Nuka Pakua, my man. What a player. What a player. Nuka Pakua.
Nuka Pakua.
Nuka Pakua. Wide receiver, I believe number 12.
Yep.
For the L.A. Rams over the 98.5 yards.
Oof, you got him having a big day.
Well, I think he's going to have a big day no matter what. If Romeo Dobbs can catch 127 yards with the balls, I think our guy Puka Nacua is going to do it. So, and that was correct there, Puka.
Yeah, that was the correct
Puka.
It's last week was so interesting because he finished with what 120, I believe, 120 receiving yards, or 118 maybe, and it completely looked like him and Stafford were not on the same page outside of the first 8 and 8.
Yeah.
You see him running down the field. Stafford's throwing a comeback. He's running a comeback. Stafford's overthrowing the ball.
But
and he still finds a way to put up big yards.
Puka made a nice play.
Yeah.
On the thing that was going to be an interception, he went in and played it. I think Caleb Williams wishes his receivers would do that for him sometimes. Yeah, okay, I threw a bad pass. But then as a receiver, I feel a responsibility to go up there and at least play defensive back.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
Well, at this point, Jurk, we just hope the receivers run the right routes.
I've got my game plan for the offseason when the offseason eventually gets here, but hopefully that'll be in a long time.
Let's hope that is after, what's Super Bowl, February 8th?
February 8th.
February 8th? Let's hope it's after February 8th. And we're holding up a Lombardi trophy. Make sure that you guys tap in with everything going on at Underdog. Download the app today. Sign up with the promo code CPP to score $75 in bonus bets when your first $5 hits. That's promo code CBP. Underdog, make picks, win money. EOQ, the disclaimer. Must be 18 years or older, 19 or older in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 or older in Colorado for some games, 21 or over in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. In New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
I love that my husband's so handy. He leaves more money for the important stuff.
Whoa.
Gosh darn it, Steve.
Ow. Don't be like Steve. Call Avondale Roofing. DIY is for Pinterest, not your roof.
All right, who'd you go with?
I do mine on Thursday.
What do you mean on Thursday? I'm here with you. What do you mean you're doing on Thursday?
You want me to do mine now?
What did Courtney?
No,
you do it on Thursday.
Well,
What
Courtney
did
Burden. Courtney
Burden?
did Luther Burden 38.
Luther.
Yeah, Courtney.
Whose fault was that?
Luther Burden's.
Luther Burden. Threw the hand up in the air.
Yeah. And got baited so bad. Well, I'll ask the football expert.
Waited and debated for so long.
Was the safety fake him out, flips the hips, where Luther's throwing the mailbox. He think he beat him, and the safety would have been right there.
He was beat if the ball was out. That safety didn't have a chance.
Okay.
That ball would have got in there before the safety came over. He'd have been over there late to push him out of bounds.
Okay.
But he wasn't going to bait him into an interception. That wasn't going to happen.
Okay.
So that's the problem. If you've got that option in your game, you do that and you stop, then there's miscommunication, which is why people say, yeah, they're playing well. I go, they're going to be playing so much better 2 years from now.
Yeah.
When Ben Johnson and Caleb and Luther and these guys got a ton of time and a ton of practice together with each other under the same system, speaking the same language, getting, side adjustments, all that kind of stuff. That's what you're hoping for.
100%.
But they're not at that level. They're not even remotely close to being at that level. So
You got to have that off season where
that's why you feel good.
Working with Jim Miller, he was talking with us one day, and he said, me and Marty Booker before the 0-1 season where they went 13-3, make the playoffs, yada.
Marty, with Dick Geron, my guy.
And he said, I worked with Marty so much, I knew which cheek was going to drop on which route. Mm-hmm. I knew how his feet were going to be placed when he was coming out of the route. I knew exactly where his hands were going to be. Caleb doesn't have that really with anybody on this team. Maybe DJ, maybe Rome, but you haven't seen Rome on the field enough at the end of the season for that to make an impact. DJ's been a part of the two big game winners, but like with these young guys, working with Colston, working with Luther, the next couple of years are going to be really, really exciting for Bears fans.
Luther. Yeah.
You're a big Luther guy, right?
And I like Luther. I like Rome. I like Jedediah Walker. I like Colston Loveland.
Yeah.
I go, there's a 4-pack you can move forward with.
Yeah, I think OZ probably not a part of this rotation.
Well, I don't even mind OZ as a 4th or 5th guy. That doesn't bother me. OZ made a nice catch on the goal line.
Yeah.
He's fallen out of favor. So listen, if Rome becomes your 1, Luther becomes your number 2, and Jedediah Walker becomes your number 3, you still need a 4 that you could pay at a controlled cost, which could certainly be Oz. There's nothing against Oz being that guy and Duvernay being your 5th.
The drops in the middle of the season. Well, he's the 4, though. You're saying he's the 4.
I don't mind saying it.
Yeah,
Listen, I'm moving on from number 2. I'm moving on from number 1, and I'm moving on from 85. That's just the way it is. The Bears have $8 million left to spend. You've got to create some room for yourself to be able to go get a pass rushing defensive end, which is not going to be available via free agency. I've looked at some of the names out there.
Yeah, it will be via
trade. You would have to trade. You could trade some of those guys if you want to.
You a Max Crosby guy?
I don't mind Max Crosby. I am not the guy in Cincinnati because he got hurt again.
Yeah.
I can't depend upon a 32-year-old injured guy and pay him a massive amount of money.
Yeah.
I understood why he wanted to hold out. The exact reason he held out is why, because I got hurt. Now, he wished he had a long-term contract, and I'm sure he wished he didn't have just a one-year deal. But what are you going to do when the other team, your team doesn't want to pay you? And they don't let you be a free agent. They put a franchise tag on you. Now, if they franchise him again, he's 120%.
And they can.
Of what he made this year. But it's guaranteed. I sign it. It's 120% guaranteed. I get hurt in training camp. Still getting paid.
Check still cash?
Still getting paid.
Check still cash?
Yep. So that's the way that works.
You want to tell us about Mitch Lyons, Jurko?
I do. Protect, win, and grow retirement. MitchLyonsWealth.com. That's what it's all about. You want to get a hold of Mitch Lyons on LinkedIn, check him out there. It's Mitch Lyons. Get a hold of him. He's got a book for you. He's got a video for you on MitchLyonsWealth.com. Check it out. He's going to help you, okay, into retirement, and he's going to help you make money while you're before retirement and in retirement. And that's what it's about. MitchLyonsWealth.com.
Thought you were going to hit us with and that's the bottom line because Stone Cold said so.
No.
I thought that's what because Mitch Lyons said so.
I was kind of out of it when Stone Cold was in it. Me and my kids loved Eddie Guerrero.
Oh, yeah.
He passed on us.
Yeah.
And then Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
Utica Boutica, 619. Utica Boutica.
So you came back in. So you got out
right
when Stone Cold and The Rock were in their heyday.
Goldberg,
and then you got back
Goldberg.
in. Yeah, Goldberg.
And then we got back in it when some of those guys were in it. But my kids were wrestling fans.
Yeah.
And then my daughter became a wrestling fan, too. So then when the boys dropped out, we went to WrestleMania 22.
Yeah.
Then the boys dropped out of it. Then my daughter, who was 8 years younger than my youngest boy, then she got into it. And that was with the two girls, the Bella sisters.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Bella sisters were in it, and there was more girl wrestling. Then my daughter got into wrestling a little bit, so I took her to go see some of the stuff. We went to a tournament of champions down in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
And then we went to a slew of events up here at the Allstate Arena.
The Allstate Arena. Yep. Always hosting some good wrestling events.
Yeah, so I've been in there. I kind of snaked in and out of the wrestling thing. When I was a kid, I loved it. Is the Southwest Wrestling with the Von
You a Jake the Snake guy?
No. I was a local guy here. I was the fabulous one, Stan Lane and Steve Kern.
Okay.
So they were and that's back when Rock and Roll Buck Zumhoff was here. And then that took us, like the AWA wrestling here. That took us in. It was Greg Gagne and Jimmy Brunzell. That took us into what became the WWF.
Yeah.
So that was Roddy Piper, Ultimate Warrior, Randy the Macho Man Savage. The Hulkster was in there. But the Hulkster was in the AWA, along with Jesse the Body Ventura. So when the AWA died, Mean Gene Okerlund went there too. So that morphed from the AWA into what they were doing in the WWF.
You get everything on this podcast.
And what else? Polish Power, Ivan Putski. Roddy Piper.
Yeah.
Precious Paul Orndorff. I mean, all of them, back in the day.
I think everybody was a Macho Man guy.
Nah, the Ultimate Warrior and the Macho Man. The Ultimate Warrior knocking off the Macho Man.
Yeah.
I mean, what are we doing?
I'm not worried about this insignificant Macho Man Randy Savage here. You think I'm worried about the Ultimate Warrior?
I think it was the Sheik Adnan El Casey.
The Iron Sheik?
Iron Sheik, yeah. All types of stuff. So I had fun with wrestling growing up, It was a good time. The Southwest stuff with the Von Erichs was fun. The Four Horsemen. That's how you bumped into Ric Flair for the first time. Was down there with that Southwest wrestling that they had. So, yeah, it was good stuff. I mean, I enjoyed it. Wrestling was great. And I wrestled in high school, so it was a different form of wrestling.
Yeah.
But wrestling nonetheless, so.
Nothing wrong with that.
I loved wrestling in high school.
Nothing wrong with that. I had
a coach pull me aside and said, "What are you doing playing basketball?" He goes, "How much room do you think they have for a 6'1.5" center white guy in the NBA in college? Because you're going to go to college playing basketball?" I go, "Probably not." He goes, "Wrestling will make you a better football player." He said, "You're a wrestler." And there you go.
You became a wrestler?
Didn't really want to wrestle, but then, Coach said it'll make me a better football player.
That's a heck of a sell.
Yeah.
That's a heck of a sell. Are you
sophomore,
telling me you couldn't have been like the white round mound of rebound in the NBA? I think you got a shot, good
I
kid.
always felt, because it's my era, remember, Wes Unseld.
Wes Unseld.
I could have been Wes Unseld and or Moses Malone. Wide body.
Yeah.
Down on the block. Yeah. With a myriad of moves. Making things happen.
Well, what's your vertical? You a 40-inch vertical guy?
No, 28-inch vertical.
28-inch vertical.
At the combine. At the combine.
Not bad.
Yeah. 25 benches on the rep. I ran a 5.2540 Yowza. But my 20 shuttle was 4-4.
Yeah.
4-4-4. Triple fours on the 20-yard shuttle.
That's not bad.
So you know what it meant? There's
Good in tight spaces.
usually a disparity of 4/10 from your 20 shuttle to your 440 time. The fact that mine was 8/10 separation meant that I had short-term burst or short-range burst. I could change direction. So some of the smart ones picked up on that, and the others that were just scouts making $25,000 a year who just looked at numbers and didn't understand numbers, they call them the 25-25 guys. You know what that means? 25 years old making $25,000. That you don't really get your insight from them.
Yeah.
They're the ones compiling the numbers. The insight comes from people that can see and that can understand the numbers and have seen them over the course of 20, 30 years. Like our guy Brad Pitt,
Yeah.
okay, he would not have known that. And who was the fat guy in that movie Moneyball? The fat actor, we know him. Jonah Hill.
Jonah Hill, yeah.
Jonah Hill, they wouldn't have understand that. They'd looked at their computer and not, what's the computer saying? Nothing. You had to see me to know me.
You definitely cannot in
You had
the
to
NFL
see me to know me.
recreate a John Jurkovic
Yeah.
with two players.
So my guy Les Snead, who's the GM of the Rams,
Yeah.
my guy Les Snead, when he saw me working out in Jacksonville, he's like, what in the hell? Where's he from? And then they found that Eastern Illinois is where I played. I played with the Green Bay Packers. He's an SEC guy, Southeast Conference.
Yeah.
So that's that's where they believe football's
Right.
played. As long as you're the only ones paying players, then the SEC can be the king of the castle. Yeah.
Dominant.
But now that everybody
It's
can pay,
crazy, ain't
now
it?
that everybody can pay their players, my God, there's talent all over the place.
My favorite thing about it is Saban going, we're bringing what in now?
Yeah.
What is that? NIL?
I retire.
I'll see you later.
You mean everybody can pay their players? I retire. And he's a croat, and I like him. So Les looked at it, and he's like, I can't figure it out. I can't figure it out. And then they put some film on of me playing because Les was young.
Yeah.
This is 1996 in April, 96. So we're talking about 30 years ago.
Yeah.
So Les is a relatively young man. He's like 24 when he's got the gig with Ron Hill. So he put some film on. He goes, here. He goes, this is how he plays. And so they took a look at how I played, and then Les is like, oh, okay, I figured it out. Then my first year there was great. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
We went to the playoffs. We were 4-7, went to the playoffs. I was friendly with Les and Ron. Ron's the guy that recommended me to come down there along with Dick Sharon. So, it all ended up working out. It all's fantastic. After the second year, after 97, Ron and Les leave to Atlanta. Ron gets the general manager's job. He takes Les with him. And then I see him because we're practicing against him in 98, talking to him, shooting shit with him. Hey, what's going on? Boom, boom, boom. You guys out of here. Coughlin wouldn't let you wear a hat. He wouldn't let you wear sunglasses. Them fucking guys all had hats inside. It was Coughlin's rule. It felt like a silly rule, but he wanted to see your eyes.
Yeah.
That was his thing. He wanted to see your eyes. So there it was. Or he wouldn't let you wear visors. He let you wear a hat, but not a visor. He didn't like visors for some reason. So them guys got their visors on. So either way, it was cool. But we talked to him, and last year, the year before, and he talked about the lesson he learned that day. And he goes, we actually ended up drafting a guy that was kind of like you, and we knew we can get a deal on him. We knew that people didn't necessarily love him, but he was a really productive player for us. And I'm like, well, at least I could teach guys things over the course of a lifetime.
Those are my favorite guys in the draft.
Yeah.
Those are my favorite guys. The guys
guy
that it's just like, what? I love him, a nun guy.
So I call him, and hopefully he comes on for us. I didn't get a chance to talk to him. I left him a message. So hopefully he gets to come on with us either tomorrow or Friday.
Oh, okay.
I'd love to be able to sit and chat with him and just talk about the team and the way they put it together. Because these guys keep finding fucking guys like Puka. And they found a guy like Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
And they got a kid out of Michigan City, Indiana, that played for Western Michigan and went down and transferred to Florida because of the COVID year, Fiske.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's a local kid, local product, right around the lake, within earshot.
Yeah.
So, how'd you see him? How'd you find him? Well, he's playing with Florida State. It's a little bit easier to see him, but they had to check him out. Why'd you like him? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Kid's 6'4". He's a big kid.
Yeah.
He can put some pass rush on, too. And we're going to see him this week. So just know he's a local product, even though he's from Michigan City. You know, he gets all the Chicago stations. You know, it's not like he's getting Michigan City news. He's getting the Chicago news. So it'll be interesting to watch it. But hopefully, we get less on this week.
Hopefully, that'll be a great listen. Just how they've put that team together, how they've structured the money. Because all we said every year, Yerk, was eventually it's going to fall apart.
And it did. The 1 year they went 6 and 10.
The 1 year they went 6 and 10, it fell apart, and then he built it right back up. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
And that kind of coincided with the last year of the dominant defensive tackle.
Aaron Donald.
Yeah. So when Aaron
Donald.
did, then they had a year of transition.
Kyle Fuller.
Yeah.
Never forget that one. Nobody believed in Aaron Donald.
Yeah. Oh, I did.
I know you did.
I looked at the film. I said, "That's your guy.
Yeah.
This is who you want to take."
Yeah, Kyle Fuller.
And then the other guy I like because of Pittsburgh, because whoever's coaching out there is coaching him the right way, and he's the kid down in Tampa now.
Kalijah Kancey.
Yes.
Kalijah Kancey. Love a Kalijah Kancey.
Yeah, and he got hurt again this year.
Yeah.
He can't stay healthy.
He can't stay healthy. He's struggling.
Driving me nuts.
Might be that salt water.
Could be.
Might be that salt water.
Could be.
Do the Bears continue to prepare for a football game after this Sunday?
I hope so. Well, I got to win 38-35.
You got a Bears win.
I got them winning.
All right.
I should coincide it with, what my numbers are. I should coincide it with like a 46-40 victory because I got 6-0 this week.
Oh.
Bears 6, the other team 0. So if you see something like 36-30, I'm going to let you know that somebody's happy. Somebody in the NWA. Well, I'll be here watching the game, so we'll be doing the post game. But I might have a little more glee in my voice. There might be more joy.
Northwest. Okay, all right.
NWI.
You said NWA.
No, NWI.
You said NWA.
NWI.
I had to put together where you were going.
The
there.
219. The 219.
Yes, the NWI.
Yeah.
Well, you said
future home of the Chicago Bears.
I was like, what's Ice Cube got to do with this? What a little Easy-E.
Future home of the Chicago Bears.
Oh, calm down there, buddy. Calm down there, good kid. You think you're going to be driving past the stadium on the way to work?
This is what we're going to do. This is what the Bears want.
Here we go.
Property tax certainty.
Yep.
We are certainly more than capable of giving
100%.
them property tax certainty for 10 years is what they want. We'll give you 10 years of property tax certainty.
Certainty.
And we'll give you a deal that's close to what the Kansas City Chiefs got to go to Kansas. We're not talking about just infrastructure repairs.
Yeah.
What we're talking about is $1.8 billion. And guess who's not going to do that?
Arlington Heights.
No,
Or the city of Chicago. Arlington Heights, Mike.
No. It's the state of Illinois.
Yeah.
Right now, that financing is not coming from Lake County.
Yeah.
And that's Lake County, the nearest county in Indiana here. That wouldn't be coming from there. That money's coming from Governor Mike Brown.
Yes.
He's the guy, and Braun, B-R-A-U-N. He's the guy and the group down there that are going to have to approve it. But you don't think that's a feather in the cap, having two professional franchisers residing in the state of Indiana? Do you not think that's not a feather in the cap for the state of
Definitely
Indiana?
a feather in the cap.
That would be,
Yeah.
right? And unfortunately, the Illinois lawmakers find themselves in a precarious position where they don't operate in the black, they operate in the red. They're in the deficit.
Yep.
It's unfortunate, but they find themselves there. They've got to find a way to dig themselves out of that, which is why they can't participate in what the Bears want to get done. Now, those are just the facts.
Yeah.
Those are the facts. So, everybody asks Bears fans, hey, do you want to go down there? Come down to Indiana and ask Indiana residents and Indiana folks, do you want the Bears? You know what the answer is going to be?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
A resounding yes.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not against the state of Illinois. I grew up here, for heaven's sake. Grew up in Calumet City, Illinois. I'm not against the state of Illinois getting something. But besides that site that they have in Arlington Heights, Country Club Hills has stepped up and they say, hey, they got a lot of land. I'm familiar with where they're at. I'm familiar with how much room they have. I'm familiar with I-80 and I-57 running through there to, easy access on the highways going different directions. I know all that. I see all that. I have it. But they already have the land in Arlington Heights. They don't need other lands. They have the land
They need the
that
tax
they want.
Yeah.
Right. So whatever tax breaks they're looking for still emanate from the same place. It's in Springfield.
Yeah.
For me, Thaddeus Jones down in Calumet City, my guy. Napoleon Harris is like the state rep there too. My guy, hey, wash it and wax it and burn it down. Bring it in over at River Oaks. You got plenty of land at River Oaks. River Oaks West got even more land. You could put a stadium right there, plop, plop, fizz, fizz, over where the Leaf it is. Right there, you can plop it right down in Calumet City, Illinois. I'm a big believer.
Yeah.
Southland, right?
Yeah.
Southland. I've heard all that. Yeah, they put the casino down there off of Halstead. Southland, all right? Let's do it. Southland. But you're still dependent upon what? You're still dependent upon the lawmakers down in Springfield.
Yeah.
And they're not embracing it because they've got themselves a deficit.
Yeah.
The state of Chicago, the city of Chicago got a what? A deficit.
Deficit.
You got a deficit and a deficit. I don't know if Cook County runs at a profit. I don't know if Preckwinkle's got them running in the black. I don't know. I don't know what their financing looks like. Okay? But no matter what, either way, where does it make sense? Makes sense in the state of Indiana, and if they could put a deal together of what Kansas City got, welcome aboard, guys. Welcome aboard. Now we didn't
need to put you on the payroll to pitch it because I'm convinced
we didn't sell the tollways to a company in Europe.
No,
we didn't do that. Dick Daley did. Politician here in Chicago, lawmaker. He did that.
Also sold the parking.
State of Indiana didn't do that.
Yeah, also sold the parking.
Right. Oh, I know what he did. Yeah. Oh boy. There's revenue you don't need. Let's just tax the world. But that's revenue we don't need. Either way, right? We didn't do that, the state of Indiana. The state of Indiana is going to put a viable plan together along with the Chicago Bears to be able to put it. And this is what the Bears are going to have to answer. At one point, it's going to come to a head.
Yeah.
And their answer is, do we accept a business atmosphere that's embracing and more accepting of us without causing us a pain in the ass and problems and hearing the word no, 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 no all the time? Or are we going to get fatigued of hearing the words yes, 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 yes to everything you want? That's the question they're going to have to ask themselves, because Indiana finds themselves in a unique situation, in a unique position where they spend less than they make.
Yeah.
That's it. Sorry. One of two states. California used to operate in the black. Not no more. Not no more. Oh, no, no, no. Not no more. So, but that's the truth. And so even you're going to be willing to move
They might be going to Indiana, dog.
Yeah.
Like, that's a compelling case that he made.
Lost Marsh.
They might be going to Indiana.
Hey, Lost Marsh,
Yeah.
Wolf Lake. When they do the B-rolls, you can still see the buildings because you can see the buildings.
Yeah, you just take the video with
I go over to Lost Marsh,
Yeah.
and I go up into the clubhouse up there. The city of Chicago's there smiling at you.
Yeah.
Where do you think all the planes come for the Chicago Air Show? Where do planes land? They don't land
Indiana.
at Midway.
Yeah,
They're
Indiana.
at Gary.
Yeah.
They're at Gary, Indiana. You know how many jets Jerry Jones can land at Gary International Airport? Do you know how many private jets, King Airs, that he can land down there?
At least 3.
A dozen, maybe 25. They'll be lining it up left and right. All types of good stuff happens there. Then one little trip over to the casino, do a little gambling, have a little good time, maybe see a show, right to the casino, and boom, over to the game.
Well, at this point, it sounds like the casino might be in the stadium.
I'm telling you, guys.
Just put it all together. They got to put him on the payroll at this point.
But the only reason I say it, because, it's like they're begging for $785, $800 million in infrastructure repairs.
Yeah.
You don't have to beg Northwest Indiana. We're not going to make you beg. The Chicago Bears are not a dog where they got to sit, and they got to roll over, and they got to do this, and they got to do that. Not in the state of Indiana.
Yeah.
In the state of Indiana, you'll be treated like a king. Come on down.
Hey, man, we appreciate y'all.
And that's the problem. That's the dilemma. That's the problem. I mean,
it is.
That's
it is what is stopping all of this.
That's the conundrum.
Yeah.
And it's the legitimate threat of Indiana getting the Chicago Bears that's going to force the Illinois to act.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's the way it is. But if you're going to play us, that's what you plan on doing, playing Northwest Indiana, better be careful.
Don't come. You better come correct.
Because if you're going to bark, you got to watch out for the bite. Because the bite can come. Coming right after you.
We appreciate y'all for tuning in. Show love as always. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do for the good kid, John Jurkovic. It's your boy Pat, the designer, back at it again.
45 minutes today, man.
No, it was
I went off the rails.
We lost
the rails.
We lost Jurko in Northwest Indiana. Guys, stay safe out there, Chicago. Better have one love. Peace.